change today on my 2008 Jeep JK and give you a little tutorial on how to do an oil change, the right way to do it, and everything you'll need. So let's get this done. First step, what you'll need: oil pan so you can catch all the oil, a ratchet, extension. Extension is optional just in case you can't get to it. I like to have an extension, 13mm deep socket, and a flashlight just in case it's dark, you can't see the bolt, what you're doing. Alright, so next thing you want to do is chalk your wheels. Make sure you can put jack and lifts underneath to lift the vehicle, but since this is a Jeep that's already lifted, you can safely crawl underneath it. As you can see, I got plenty of arm room. And what you want to do is you want to remove this nut. Obviously that's where all the oil is going to come out. Just make sure you can locate this bolt right here. That's all you need. That's where the 13mm is going to come in handy. Alright, so what you want to do is grab your oil pan or catcher or whatever you got to catch your oil, and you want to kind of assume and guess where you think the oil is going to come down. Obviously there's a lot of pressure in there, so it's not going to drip straight down. Don't worry if you mess this up. I mess it up every single time. Get covered in grease, oil. It's a lot of fun. So what you want to do is take your 13mm socket and put it right on the bolt. You see, you just heard it break loose. I get it to finger loosen. Kind of line up my pan so if it starts dripping, I can grab it. And just be careful with this. You don't want to lose your bolt in the pan. It's always a bitch to fish out a bolt. So you go a little bit, and there you go. You just let that drain until it's a little drip. Alright, so now that it's got, you know, right to the end, just dripping barely, it's safe to put the nut back in. You want to I just finger tight all the way until you can't anymore. And then take your ratchet, tighten that bolt. Make sure she ain't going anywhere. And she seems good to go. Give her a little hand tighten again just to make sure. And she's tight. Next thing you want to do is remove the oil filter itself, which is under your hood. Right here past the pulleys. Right there. That white oil filter. You got to remove that. So that's the next step. Alright guys, so the same thing as before. You want to get your pan. You want to kind of estimate where the oil is going to fall down from. Now there's 3 different ways you can take the oil filter off. You can use bare hands, which usually I'll try, but most of the time it's too hot and I tightened it too tight the last time I did it. You can use this wrench, which is very cheap. You can get at Walmart, Advanced Auto, something like that. And it's 2 different sizes, so it just goes right on the oil filter. Turn it left, comes right out. My filter is too small for the biggest size and too big for the smallest size. That makes sense. So that doesn't work for me. What you can use is this like grip, this vice grip, and it's adjustable, slides down for big filters, up for small filters. This is perfect. It's got these like alligator teeth. Just careful when you squeeze it. You don't want to squeeze it too hard and put holes in it, then you'll have oil all over the place. It'll be a big mess. So you just put it on, grab it, turn to the left, comes right out. The old filter out. This is a new filter. A trick I learned is take your new filter, make sure it's all clean. You take the new oil that you're going to be putting in your vehicle, opening it up. You just want to put your finger in there, get a little bit on your finger, and what you do is you just rub it around this seal, lubricate it, make it all nice. I just like doing it. I think it helps prevent it from dry cracking. It's just an O-ring, so you know, not really that sturdy. So just lube that up, lube all this. Alright, now same process to put it back on. Grab your new filter, Put it where your old one went. Hand tighten. Make it snug. You don't want it too tight, but you don't want it loose to where you're dripping oil down the road. That wouldn't be good. And that's pretty tight. So obviously you have no oil in your vehicle. You want to find your oil plug. You want to turn that out. I like to put it right here in my fuse box. Put it somewhere you know you're going to see it, because if you do the whole oil change and don't put the plug back on, it'll come out underneath your vehicle. It'll be smoking when you drive. You'll have no idea what's going on, and you'll realize that you never put your plug on. So make sure you always have your plug somewhere in sight. Alright, so what you want to do, I like to have a funnel. You can make one out of anything, but I got this cheap. Put it right where you took that cap off. Sits perfectly nice like that. And you just slowly pull your oil in. Make sure you read your owner's manual and make sure how many quarts it needs. You don't want to overfill and you don't want to under either. So alright, so once you got the oil in, put your cap back on. Remember that, very important, or else you're going to wonder why your vehicle's smoking while you're driving down the road. Make sure that's on tight. There's a dipstick, clearly reads engine oil, just make sure you can find one. If your vehicle has two, it's because one's for the transmission, one's for the engine. So you want to pull it out, clean it up, and if you can see, it says safe right here, this big margin that's X'd out. You want to make sure it's somewhere in that safe area. And if it's not, add oil. If it's too much, you're gonna have to do the same process as I told you how to do the oil change and redo your oil change all over again. You don't want to have too less and you don't want to have too much. So you dip it in, pull it out, and if you look, right in the middle of the safe line. So this Jeep's good to go for the oil change. Alright guys, so some vehicles, after you do the oil change, it'll say right on your speedometer cluster, it'll say change oil, oil change, and it'll keep chiming. This is how you clear the code. In my Jeep, I don't know if it'll work for your car, but like I said, you can check your owner's manual. It'll give you everything in there, all the information. So what you want to do for this Jeep is you want to put the key in the ignition, turn it to the on position. On saying door. You want to turn it on without actually turning the engine over. Let it beep. And then you want to press the gas pedal 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And the code just went away. And it shouldn't come back on. If it does, just repeat that step. Put the key on the on position. Let all the buttons go off. Press the gas pedal 3 times. You should hear a ding. And that light will go away. So now, if I turn it off and turn my Jeep over, it shouldn't say check in or change oil where my mileage is. And we did it. Doesn't say change oil. So that is how you do your oil change. Bitch, I wanna party like Prince Carly.